Welcome to Raider Talks. I'm your host, Art Navarrete. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. I am here following the press conference announcing Tom Telesco as general manager of the Raiders and Antonio Pierce as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Here are some of my takeaways from this press conference. We'll start with Antonio Pierce. He fired me up. Every time he's on that podium, he just finds a way to fire me up, and you could just tell the people in that building with Antonio Pierce, reporters, and everybody were just fired up by what he was saying, and it just shows to me that we made the right decision at the head coach spot for the Raiders. Something AP said when talking about finding an offensive coordinator was that, you need a right fit to be with the Raiders. You can't just walk into the building and expect them to be fit with the Raider way and the Raider image. And Antonio Pierce is a guy at head coach that he is a Raider. He's meant to be a Raider, and I'm glad we have him as head coach. One thing that happened early on in the press conference that kind of fired me up was AP acknowledging Patrick Graham being in the building. AP just kind of gave him that little smirk like, you need to come back. We want you back. Fans want him back. The defense took a huge leap this year, and it will be crucial to get Patrick Graham back. Let's talk about Telesco a little bit. He spoke upon when he walked in the building for the first time, and he just felt something different in there. There's a different energy, and I'm sure it's a lot different from that building he was in Los Angeles, but he loved the people in the building. He spoke on how the Raiders are organized, how the Raiders do things the right way. The Raiders, he said, are a franchise that other franchises and organizations try to duplicate the Raider way, bringing in the alumni and making them feel like family. Raider Nation is a family, and Telesco understands that, and he fired me up while talking about that. Another thing that fired me up was Telesco and AP not coming in as know-it-alls. I thought our last two guys, general manager, head coach, and Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, they came in kind of like know-it-alls, kind of like they knew everything, kind of like promising things. These guys didn't come in and do that. They didn't come in and promise anything. They didn't come in like know-it-alls. Especially Tom Telesco. He came in just saying, I have a lot of work to do still. I have a lot of things to do. I have to learn about the people in the building. I got to learn from our scouts. I got to learn. And I like that. I like that he didn't come in just saying things and making promises. That was awesome. Antonio Pierce talking about the goal. The goal is to win the West. The goal is to make the playoffs. The goal is to win a Super Bowl. And I love that AP acknowledged that, but he said he ain't making no promises, but that's the goal. That's where he wants to be. That's where these two guys combined want to be. AP wants an offensive coordinator that can give him at least 24 points a game. There was a question asked to him about the offensive coordinator. Him and Telesco looked at each other like, man, he really asked this question already, but AP, kind of a smart answer. He says, we need someone that can give us 24 points a game. And Antonio Pierce kind of being, sarcastic a little bit. He was serious, though. He was absolutely serious. He wants 24 points a game. He's tired of what happened last season, and AP, in this search for offensive coordinator, is looking for a Raider. He's looking for a guy that can come in and be a Raider and make an impact as a coach. An offensive coordinator and a quarterback is most important to Raider Nation right now. AP knows that. Tom Telesco knows that, and they're fired up about that. Tom Telesco speaks on the Raiders' identity on offense when talking about the offensive coordinator, and he says we need speed. We need to go downfield. That's the identity of the Raiders. He said that's the identity of the Raiders to him on the offensive side of the football, and that's just the history of the Raiders. We're speedy. We go downfield. We take what we want, like Al Davis says, and Tom Telesco seemed like he understands that. It seems like he really understands that, and that's what him and AP will be looking for on the offensive coordinator side of things. Tom Telesco, he seemed a little nervous, so maybe a little on edge a little bit in that building because I think he feels a little on edge because he was a Charger before, a guy in the division. But, I like that he was a little nervous. He didn't come in overconfident like Dave Ziegler. He came in a little nervous. Nerves are good. Nerves are really good. Tom Telesco's nervous because he wants to do a good job. Tom Telesco's nervous because he knows Raider Nation needs wins. Raider Nation needs a successful team. It's been a long time since this Raider team has been, on top of the mountain, and the Raiders deserve to be on top of the mountain, and Tom Telesco seems like he understands that, and he's nervous a little bit about it, but I think nerves are good. Him and AP are going to be a good tandem together. There's lots of love about the press conference. I'll dive deeper into it later. I'll have Nick Ibarra on with me, but those are some takeaways. AP fired me up. Tom Telesco saying the right things. Hopefully this is the last press conference with general manager and head coach we have in a long time. Hopefully this works out for the next 10 to 15 years, because I know we're all tired of new coaches and general managers every 2 to 3 years. We'll see how it works out. I'll see you guys later. Go Raiders.